This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Along with
John Scalzi.
And
That's
it
right.
is
Thanks for the
Inauguration Day. Yeah, it's Inauguration Day, and it is a lot going on.
Wow, a lot going on. I got to tell you, though, regardless of your politics, I think you just have to be grateful to live in a country where the forefathers were smart enough to have an organized transfer of power.
That's a great point.
It is a beautiful, beautiful feeling. Weather's, somewhat beautiful. We do have some fog out there this morning, and some of it thick in places. Watch for that, especially around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. We have some visibility that actually will slow you down. If you do have to commute this morning, just allow for that a little bit of extra time. We also have to the north of us a little bit of cloud cover. Did you notice that? That's a little bit of rain shower activity associated with a dying cold front. Now, the tendency is for that showery activity to be dying out as it approaches the coastline. So there's not a big rainfall threat for us. But I will put in about a 10% chance of showers lingering through the noontime hour until everything kind of settles down a little bit. We'll have a daytime high that again tops out mild in the upper 70s. Complete forecast coming up in a minute.
All right, thanks so much, John. Well, it is Inauguration Day. We're going straight to the very latest in Washington as Donald Trump prepares to take office. ABC's Lana Zach is at the Capitol now with more.
One chapter of history closes today as a new one opens to the Donald Trump era.
A lot of people didn't give us much of a chance, but we understood what was happening.
Mr. Trump will be the first to ascend to the presidency without having ever served in public office or in the military before. Last night, with the Lincoln Memorial as his backdrop, he thanked those who fueled his outsider campaign.
You're going to cheer me on, but I'm going to be cheering you on because what we've done is so special. All over the world they're talking about it, all over the world.
It is an emotional time.
This is a bittersweet moment for us. For all that is before us, I have to tell you, words cannot describe the honor and the gratitude we feel.
But we are a divided nation. Amid the celebration, protests. From Washington,
I need to be here and fight against that rhetoric and fight against that mindset.
And across the country.
Roe v. Wade is here to stay.
I'm not depressed. I'm not sad. I'm angry, and there are other people that feel the same way.
Celebrities joined with protesters.
This is us celebrating our values as Americans, as being inclusive, being diverse.
As conservative and liberal Americans say separate prayers for the future of the United States.
In a tradition nearly 200 years old, President Obama and President-elect Trump will ride together on the road behind me from the White House to the Capitol in a show of solidarity that honors American democracy. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
Well, thank you so much, Lana. Starting at 7 this morning, we'll have a special Good Morning America and ABC News. We'll then cover the inauguration until 4. And John, we can take a look at our traffic this morning. It's going to be a momentous day for sure, but as far as traffic goes across the Suncoast, looks like if we're heading towards Manatee County, not a whole lot going on in that direction. Traffic does look like it may be picking up off of 301 and then heading on to Sarasota County. Looks like traffic is all clear in that direction this morning. No one out on the roads, and in South County, same as well. Well, this morning, a man remains behind bars accused of burglarizing a home and animal clinic. Sheriff's deputies have arrested James O'Neill after a month-long investigation when his mother reported several tools were stolen from her home. Deputies confirmed the items had been pawned, but weeks later, detectives also linked O'Neill to a burglary at the Inglewood Animal Rescue Sanctuary where 6 checks were stolen. O'Neill is now being held without bond. A Sarasota County man has now been sentenced to life in prison. Last month, Christian Theodore was found guilty of first-degree murder in the death of 25-year-old Jonathan Jeffrey. Investigators say Theodore and 2 other men broke into Jeffrey's home in late of 2014. They tied him up with his wife, demanding drugs and money. Jeffrey was then shot in the head. Now, Theodore has been sentenced to life in prison on the home invasion charge. Meanwhile, a separate sentencing hearing will be held in May on the murder charge. The other 2 men involved in that crime have already been sentenced to life in prison after a plea deal. And in Venice, a man in his 90s was struck and killed walking into a senior living facility. That happened yesterday afternoon inside the entrance to Aston Gardens at Pelican Point. Police say the man was hit by a pickup truck. He was then flown to Sarasota Memorial Hospital, but did die of his injuries. The investigation is still underway. And this morning, Manatee County's state senator is being accused of a conflict of interest. Bill Galvano is leading the charge to expand gambling here in Florida, but is now facing some criticism for working with a company that would benefit from those changes. Galvano filed a bill last week to legalize fantasy sports, craps, and roulette at the Seminole Tribes casinos, as well as expand the use of slot machines in Miami-Dade. Now Galvano is admitting to doing legal work for a Miami company as recently as 3 years ago, which has been trying to add slot machines to its hotel for years. The hotel, however, did decline to answer questions about hiring Galvano. Also in Manatee County, Bradenton city officials are drafting a noise ordinance to make Bradenton a little more lively on the weekends. The city council is planning to raise the noise level limit by 10 decibels on Fridays and Saturdays. Now the cutoff time could also be extended from 10 p.m. to midnight or 1 a.m. Changes would apply to Old Main Street, 9th Street West, and 9th Street East at Manatee Avenue, where Motor Works Brewery is located.
The council and staff have the unenviable position of having to balance the needs of the residents and also of the business owners who are given downtown and certain areas of nightlife.
The new noise ordinance could be put into effect sometime this spring or this summer. The city of Venice could see a self-imposed slowdown in growth and development. The proposed change comes as the city's new comprehensive plan is in the final stages of review. ABC 7's Christopher Brantley has the latest details.
I think it's a very good plan. It's getting back to somewhat of the basics of it's the vision for the city.
Since August 2015, Development Services Director Jeff Schrum has been working on a multi-year plan for Venice, one that would be easy to read for both residents and businesses.
Current plan is very complex in that regard. It's very hard to pick it up and understand what it's trying to say from cover to finish.
The current plan was put into effect in 2010. At the time, a boom in growth was only a guess.
Well, I was on council, when the plan was sent to the state and approved, and I think we did try and anticipate it.
But many have raised concerns that the plan didn't do enough to regulate new construction.
Another component we got through the public workshops was a pretty good message of we need to slow down and have less growth.
The current plan allows for 50,000 homes in Venice, but a much different tune is being sung in this new plan.
Now we're down to about 32.5 to 33,000 units, so that's a pretty good drop in the potential number of residential units.
Looking at an aerial view of the city, it's hard to imagine where any new homes could be built.
It's really just into the what was the maximum build-out potential that was allocated in the current plan versus the proposed plan.
That slowdown in growth is expected to be happy news for those who protested the new Woods at Venice subdivision off Border Road in 2015. The new plan would also limit commercial construction within the city. Councilman Kit McKeon said this is meant to be a smart plan, not a limited one.
There was not an intent to be restrictive. It was to just make it logical and meaningful.
Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, the public will have a chance to voice their opinion on this plan. There are 3 upcoming meetings on January 31st, February 1st, and 2nd. Well, the 3rd annual Bradenton Area River Regatta kicked off with a giant splash. This little water stunt on the Manatee River taking place during a news conference yesterday on this year's River Regatta. Now, lots of fun events are planned, including powerboat racing, some of the fastest jet skiers in the world, hydrocross racing, and live music, and plus a fireworks show. The free event takes place along the Manatee River between Bradenton and Palmetto. Meanwhile, the mayor of Palmetto says there'll be plenty to do on both sides.
We're looking forward to the community coming and visiting Palmetto. There's a lot of events on both sides, and a lot of our businesses thrive so much during this event. And you know what they say, the third time's a charm.
The Bradenton Area River Regatta will take place Saturday, February 4th from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. and that event is free. John, I told myself I was going to talk to you a little bit about this. I finally experienced red tide yesterday.
Yeah,
it was awful.
It's bad right now. There are some warnings up for our area beaches through the weekend. The winds will shift a little bit, and people are feeling the effects.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I didn't really understand the full effect of it until I was at the beach yesterday and was coughing and sneezing, and my throat was itchy. I was like, oh gosh, this is not fun.
We're going to cover that in detail in just a few minutes as we show you our current red tide maps. Also, we have a chance of some severe weather this weekend as well. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, John. Still ahead, history is being made this week in more ways than one. What new film made a monumental debut last night? Plus, coming up a little later in the hour, could solar power be getting easier to maintain here on the Suncoast? What new product could be helping in that effort? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It may be January, but we live in Florida. So head outdoors for seafood and music at the 2nd Annual Sarasota Seafood and Music Festival, happening Saturday and Sunday, January 21st and 22nd from 10 to 6 p.m. Savor mouth-watering Florida Gulf Coast seafood dishes by top restaurants and chefs, while you enjoy great live music from some of Florida's top musical groups. So grab your family and friends at the Sarasota Seafood and Music Festival, January 21st and 22nd. For more information, visit seafoodfestivals.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Get the new year off to a great start with safety and peace of mind. Subaru was named the 2016 Best Overall Brand, Most Trusted, and Best Performance Brand by Kelley Blue Book. And ALG named Subaru its top mainstream brand for residual value for 2016. Now you can lease a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So current air temperature comes in at 63 degrees. We have a dew point that now has risen to the 60s, and we are in for kind of a humid day today. The possibility does exist of a little bit of an isolated shower or two today. Maybe some patchy drizzle. Can't rule it out completely. There'll be a mix of sun and clouds. At times, cloudy skies. At times, a lot more sunshine. Our daytime high will be about the same as it was yesterday. We have a southeast wind right now. It could turn a little southwest in the afternoon, and that could be a problem for red tide suffers. I know, just like Jacqueline was saying, my throat too is just a little bit scratchy right now because of the red tide that has bloomed out on our Gulf waters. 62 Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood, Branch, 61 Myakka, 64 in Northport, 66 in Venice and Inglewood, and 67 degrees at Longboat Key. So here are your red tide reports for Mote marine spotters who have been out sampling the air out at our area beaches and giving reports of what they're noticing. And the further north you go, it seems the more irritants are actually in the air. Some of the USF water samples, though, have shown that it's more in northern Sarasota County. In any event, there are beach advisories up for the fact that our winds out of the south will bring some of that red tide irritant from the air onto land and, you know, give you that kind of irritation, respiratory irritation over the course of the weekend. We have this one little area of disturbed weather, frontal boundary. The energy is mostly to the north, but we do have some showers out in northern Gulf waters. Not going to be a big player in our forecast today, but we'll put in a slight chance of an isolated shower or sprinkle with this system. Nothing severe. That's not the one that causes us concern. Causes concern to the inauguration festivities today, no doubt about that, as there will be kind of a gloomy sky and a cold kind of drizzle and rain mostly throughout the morning and into the afternoon hours. Of course, that's a cold rain by our Florida standards. By D.C. standards, it's perfectly balmy up there, with temperatures today probably topping out in the low 50s. Back to the west, we have a developing low-pressure area ejecting out of the Rockies, diving south toward Texas and reforming a cold front down along the northern Gulf Coast over the weekend. That's the one that causes us concern as it approaches. That's the one that the Severe Storm Prediction Center says, watch out for. It could provide us with some severe weather as we head into Sunday. I think certainly what it will do is kick up our wind speeds significantly, and we do have a chance at some minor coastal flooding, beach erosion. Certainly we'll have small craft advisories up on Sunday, and there'll be some rip current issues as those winds will be strong and onshore. So watch for that. It'll be a stormy Sunday. Nice Saturday, though. Half the weekend looks like it'll be pretty nice, and today just an isolated shower or two. So the Severe Storm Prediction Center does put our area in what's referred to as an enhanced risk, but just barely. And what that means is that there could be severe weather, including an isolated tornado, in this area that is colorized as brown. I have a feeling most of the severe weather will occur to the north of us, but we'll still have to watch it. Certainly it is a situation that could deteriorate on Sunday and produce some strong thunderstorms. South wind coming in at about 10 knots, 10 to 15 at night tonight. We'll look for over the weekend. Saturday looks good. Sunday could be some severe weather around. And then on Monday, the temperature's lower just a little bit. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, John. Taking a look at your Suncoast roadways this morning, looks like traffic in Manatee County is picking up, coming off over the Palmetto Bridges area. Looks like traffic in Sarasota County may be picking up on Bee Ridge Road, but all is good in that direction. There is an accident we need to tell you about in South County at Myakka State Park Road. The accident is at Florida 72, so keep an eye out for that if you're heading through that direction. Well, new this morning, movie history has been made as the first film ever to be broadcast live hit the big screen across the nation. Actor and director Woody Harrelson shot that film Lost in London on one camera, all in a single take while airing it live the entire time last night. Harrelson says the film is inspired by a not-so-great night 15 years ago when, after leaving a nightclub, he got involved in a car chase, resulting in his later arrest for damaging a London taxi cab.
It was developed out of this desire I've always had because I really love theater. And I really love film, and I always wanted to marry the two. I wouldn't say it haunts me, but I don't look at it and laugh. Oh, that was fun. You know, it was a dreadful, dreadful night.
Well, that is certainly an interesting theory there. Shooting for the film took place in London between 2 and 4 a.m. local time. And here on the Suncoast, the movie started at 9 o'clock, so locals came out to support the film, which drew a crowd of excited movie lovers, ambitious film students, and entertainment professionals alike. Now, we spoke to them on what they think about this monumental project, and this is what they had to say.
Yes, it was just exciting, as I felt like I was in the movie itself.
It's really fantastic because you have to realize that the huge amount of work that went into making that. It's just, it's like watching a regular 2-hour feature film, but much, much, much more complicated.
And here on the Suncoast, the single camera film technique is expected to pick up as a new international film challenge is set to take place this fall. That challenge is called the Single Take Challenge and was inspired by the Lost in London film. And we want to hear your opinions on these emerging approaches to filmmaking because they're just so interesting. Log on to Facebook and drop us a comment on our page so we can hear your opinion. And another film is causing a stir here on the Suncoast, a movie being promoted as a heartwarming story, now being boycotted after a video surfaced showing the mistreatment of a dog used in that film. That video, taken on the set of A Dog's Purpose, shows one of the dogs being forced to enter choppy waters. And despite being visibly frightened, that German Shepherd continues to struggle to stay afloat as cameras continue to roll. TMZ first published the video. PETA immediately condemned it, calling for people to avoid seeing the movie altogether. Some animal lovers here on the Suncoast say the video is quite disturbing.
I think that's absolutely horrible. I mean, you shouldn't make an animal do something they don't want to do. They should have picked a lab or a dog that, more water friendly. German Shepherds typically don't like the water, so I just think that's horrible.
Expect this dog to be an actor and know how to do this, to me, is tantamount to pushing somebody into water, a human that doesn't know how to swim and has a huge fear of the water.
Now, filmmakers say a representative from the American Humane Organization was present when the incident took place back in November of 2015. That representative has since been put on administrative leave. Also, the actor who voices the dog in the movie says he's now asking for an explanation of that video as the investigation remains ongoing. And dozens of viewers have written to us about this controversial dog video. Joe LePage says while he does not agree with the situation, he still would like to see the movie. For Sherry Cello, she writes she refuses to see it now and thinks the staff members responsible should be fired. But Connie Newts says, send us an alternative suggestion instead. She says, instead of spending cash on seeing that film, people should donate the price of their tickets to animal shelters. Interesting idea there. Well, if you have a comment as well, you can post that on our Facebook page. Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, presidential social media is coming a long way. A look at the effect Obama has had on Facebook and Twitter. And coming up at 5:30, sea levels are rising here in Florida. What one county is doing to help prevent flooding. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Are you paying too much for your cable or satellite TV? The U.S. government passed a bill mandating free over-the-air digital transmission of all broadcast network television channels. That means with the new TV Freeway digital antenna, you can get free HD programming from your favorite broadcast networks 24/7 without a bill. You just plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite broadcast programs for free. There are no contracts to sign, no hidden fees, and no monthly fees. Just free HD broadcast TV. Take it with you anywhere. Call or go online now to get your TV Freeway stick for the incredibly low price of only $14.99. But wait, call or click now and you can get a second TV Freeway stick for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, but you have to order right now.
Call 1-800-809-5196 to get your TV Freeway. Call now or go to tvfreeway.com. So call 1-800-809-5196. This offer's not in any store. Call now.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500, starting at $14,999. only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
Welcome back. It is 5:25 this inauguration day, and the tech world has changed dramatically since the last time the White House changed hands. ABC's Candace Gibson and Ariel Reshef have the details.
In today's Tech Bites, a look at how social media has changed and really thrived during the Obama years.
Since 2009, Twitter has grown from 18 million users to 317 million, and Facebook has gone from 150 million users to nearly 2 billion.
Speaking of Facebook, this photo of President and Mrs. Obama was posted on the official White House Facebook page overnight.
The Obamas gazing out toward the Washington Monument. It could be the final fitting image of them posted on that page.
Yeah, touching one indeed. The Trump Facebook page also active overnight with lots of photos from last night's elegant pre-party at Union Station in Washington.
And you can catch every moment of the historic inauguration on ABC's live stream.
Live coverage begins at 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 a.m. Pacific. Don't miss a second of our coverage. It'll continue through the afternoon hours. Those are our Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Sensodyne.
The things that I consume on a daily basis, a lot of it is very acidic. The enamel on my teeth was actually weakening. The whiteness wasn't there as much. My teeth didn't look as healthy as others. My dentist said that Pronamel would help fight against that erosion that foods and drinks were causing. So it was really important to start using the Pronamel. That'll be one less thing you have to worry about. Pronamel is now giving me the confidence to know that I'm doing the right thing. So it's nice to know that it was as simple as that.
Wait. Perfect. At Del Monte, green beans are packed at the peak of freshness with just water and a dash of sea salt. Nothing else. So they're all natural and delicious.
Create the room you've been dreaming of at the Ashley Home Store Big Event. Complete room packages at a big savings. Imagine this living room with a sectional cocktail table and end tables, all for just $56 a month with 6 years, no interest. Ashley Home Store. This is home.
I entered into real estate to help people. I would like to invoke a trust in people that I will do everything in my power to help them navigate the process of either buying or selling a home. Well, I know how stressful buying a home can be. I've bought and sold properties in the past before I was an agent. I want you to be able to trust me to stay in contact with you, be available to you whenever you have questions. My name is Kimberly, and I want to be your real estate agent.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
Start the year off with a great deal during the Start Something New event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Ram trucks are built tough and have plenty of power to handle any job with all the comfort you'd expect in a luxury vehicle. And right now, all 2016 quad cabs are over 20% off with new Ram trucks starting at just $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
It may be January, but we live in Florida. So head outdoors for seafood and music at the 2nd Annual Sarasota Seafood and Music Festival, happening Saturday and Sunday, January 21st and 22nd from 10 to 6 p.m. Savor mouth-watering Florida Gulf Coast seafood dishes by top restaurants and chefs, while you enjoy great live music from some of Florida's top musical groups. So grab your family and friends at the Sarasota Seafood and Music Festival, January 21st and 22nd. For more information, visit seafoodfestivals.com.
Peace of mind is really crucial. The safety and security of this higher level of care, I think, is really important. Great nurses, great doctors, technologies that can really help when you are dealing with complications, high-risk newborns, or the infants that have medical conditions. This is the kind of care that we want at our public hospital.
Gold fever is at an all-time high in the Sunshine State with the new Gold Rush Doubler family of scratch-off games. Everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. With over $1 billion in total cash prizes, the Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, Inauguration Day is here. We have a live look for you in Washington as they finish major preparations for the big day. And protesters are preparing to take a stand, what they're planning for today's inauguration.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter, joined with John Scalzi here this morning. John, Inauguration Day, big day across America for folks as they prepare for Donald Trump to be named our new president.
Yeah, a very important day for the United States, and the weather looks like it's going to cooperate so-so.
Yeah, and we were talking about that yesterday a little bit. You know, weather in D.C. can be very iffy sometimes during Inauguration Day.
Not the worst of the weather that the inauguration has ever seen.
And your wife's there, right?
Yep, she's up there as well. It's going to be, I think, an absolutely beautiful day around here a little bit later in the afternoon.
Good to hear.
This morning and into the early afternoon, we do have a chance at an isolated shower around here. And for those who are commuting this morning, do have some fog out there, so you'll want to watch for that. The fog could be kind of thick in places, so allow yourself an extra time, especially if you're commuting from around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor where the fog seems to be the thickest. Otherwise, we are looking at that cluster of clouds in the northern Gulf waters that do have some showers underneath of them, and those showers are gradually sinking southward. That's why I put in about a 10% chance to 20% chance of a shower for us this morning. Now, those showers are tending to dampen out as they sink southward, and computer models suggest that that will continue to be the case through the morning. But I suspect we'll see a drop or two of drizzle or rain from them. Daytime highs today top out in the upper 70s once again. Complete forecast coming up in just a minute.
All right, thanks so much, John. As he said, keep an eye out for that fog on the roadways this morning. In Manatee County, looks like the traffic may be picking up coming off of the bridges into Bradenton, but not a whole lot going on throughout Manatee County. In Sarasota County, looks like traffic may be picking up on Bee Ridge Road just a little bit, but other than that, all clear. And I-75 looking clear as well this morning. In South County, we do have an accident we need to tell you about. There is one on Myakka State Park Road. The accident is at Florida 72, so keep an eye out for that as you head out the door this morning. And topping our news this half hour, preparations are continuing for Donald Trump's historical inauguration today. We have a live look here at Washington for you this morning. It's there that after staying in the presidential guest house, Donald Trump is just hours away from moving into the White House. Mr. Trump will be the first to ascend to the presidency without having ever served in public office or the military before. Last night, with the Lincoln Memorial as his backdrop, he thanked those who fueled his outsider campaign.
You're going to cheer me on, but I'm going to be cheering you on because what we've done is so special. All over the world they're talking about it, all over the world.
Well, beside the inauguration ceremony itself, events for our new president today are set to include a procession to the White House and the inaugural balls. But several women's marches are also scheduled in protest of President-elect Donald Trump. While the one in Washington will not start until tomorrow, women in Wisconsin, well, they're not waiting. Avery Hull has their story.
I'm going to sleep for days when this is over. When Ophelia Bailey signed on to help organize a women's march on Madison, she wasn't sure if it would take off. Now it's about to begin.
Nothing is perfect, but I hope it's successful.
And successful means
more than 5 people showing up.
That shouldn't be a problem. At last check, over 11,000 people RSVP'd to the march on Facebook. MPD's Brian Austin says we might see more.
We would not be surprised to see 20,000 people.
As marchers prepare to descend on Washington this weekend, Madison is following suit. State Street will host a march touting inclusion and equality. A crowd this big won't be quiet, but Bailey says they will be peaceful, focused on delivering a message to the new president.
For the safety of the attendees, we felt it was really important to involve the Madison police.
We think there'll be positive events, and we're not expecting any problems at all.
Austin says Madison is a hub for political discussion, and MPD has experience handling crowds.
Our method of crowd management, it's called the Madison method, because we've become a model for the country in dealing with peaceful protesters.
He says MPD's focus is safety and protecting pedestrians from traffic. He wants people to know they can always ask questions.
If people are apprehensive about what to expect, just go and talk to the police officers that are working there.
From 4 organizers to a crowd of thousands, Bailey is ready to start walking.
It's been a journey.
One that will end here on Saturday, when another journey begins through the heart of Madison to the Capitol.
Meanwhile, one local is speaking out on the protest happening today. He says Donald Trump's not the first president-elect to face pushback before his inauguration. Sarasota-based presidential historian Mark Weston adds that Abe Lincoln could barely travel into Washington back in 1861.
7 southern states, including Florida, seceded from the Union before he even took office. And when he took a train to Washington, he had to go through Baltimore in the middle of the night because there were people in Baltimore that wanted to kill him.
Weston says Lincoln's procession to the Capitol included tight security as well. And today, one of Donald Trump's first priorities to nominate a Supreme Court justice. The death of Justice Antonin Scalia nearly a year ago created a vacancy on the 9-member bench. President Obama nominated Judge Merrick Garland, but the Senate then refused to hold confirmation hearings. His pregnant ex-girlfriend and a police officer in Orlando. Markeith Lloyd appearing in a courtroom for the first time yesterday, still wearing bandages on his face. Now he's charged with 2 counts of murder, attempted murder, and aggravated assault. Police say Lloyd shot and killed his girlfriend back on December 13th and then killed Orlando Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton after she approached him outside a Walmart on January 9th. Lloyd became the focus of a massive manhunt and was finally captured in an abandoned house on Tuesday. Now Lloyd is saying he plans to represent himself in court. He also told the judge an expletive-laced outburst that the whole story was not being told. The judge ordered Lloyd to be held without bond. This morning, jury selections are set to begin for a man accused of conspiring to detonate a bomb at a Florida Keys beach. 25-year-old Harlem Suarez was allegedly going to detonate the bomb in solidarity with the Islamic State militant group. Now jurors will be questioned in Key West federal court for his trial. The FBI says Suarez told an informant of his plans for the bomb, and he was arrested in 2015 after accepting a fake bomb from an FBI employee posing as an extremist. Prosecutors say Suarez drew inspiration from the Islamic State for his alleged plot. Well, this morning, an investigation into a fatal crash involving Tesla Motors' autopilot system is closed. U.S. safety regulators now reporting they have ended the investigation without seeking a recall. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says Tesla won't be fined, but the agency criticized the electric car maker for calling the driving feature in question an autopilot. Administration officials say advanced automated driving systems still require, quote, continual and full attention of a driver who should be prepared to take action if necessary. The investigation followed a crash here in Florida back in May. The driver of a Tesla Model S was killed when the autopilot system failed to spot a tractor trailer crossing the car's path. And here on the Suncoast, a Sarasota contractor is helping homeowners take a step in the future and off the grid by installing Tesla's Powerwall. It's a solar battery solving one of the industry's biggest problems. ABC7's Adam Cellini has the details.
The electric bill is at least half.
Rotraut Boxstaller and her husband are living in their second solar-assisted home near Siesta Key. It's efficient during the day, but like all solar users, their panels can't cut costs at night.
If the sun doesn't shine, then we don't produce energy.
Boxstaller is committed to reducing her carbon footprint, but must also care for an ailing husband who is dependent on a reliable power source.
At night, when he gets up, he has to have a light.
Lucky for her, innovator Elon Musk and his company Tesla took this problem on and came up with the Powerwall, the first product ever to store solar energy.
This is probably the single biggest breakthrough that we've been involved with.
Bill Johnson and his company Brilliant Harvest installed Boxstaller's unit for a total cost of $8,500. It can't power the whole house, but it does back up certain circuits like her lights, kitchen, and laundry room. From a computer, she can watch the battery offset her daily power usage while also charging itself as a renewable backup generator.
The solar array, you know, there's no maintenance on it. It runs every day and actually offsets the cost of that system up front.
The cost of solar is another obstacle. One Boxstaller admits is still difficult to manage, but it's easier if you put it into perspective.
It takes a few years until you have paid it off. But if you think of electricity going up in price, then that time will shrink.
Brilliant Harvest is the only certified retailer and installer of this technology in the region, and they've installed about 5 of these Powerwalls so far locally. Tesla will soon be releasing the Powerwall 2.0, which Brilliant Harvest tells us will have double the storage capacity of its predecessor. In Sarasota, Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, solar panels coming here. I've covered a few stories with the solar panels here in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, we're catching up with other countries. This Tesla Power, what's it called?
Powerwall.
The big battery, Powerwall.
Yeah.
Very
The big
popular
battery.
in Germany, apparently.
Okay, yeah, actually when I went there, I think I did remember seeing that. I'll have to double check on that.
A lot of stuff over there going on. And you know what? It's a no-brainer that we get solar power here in Florida,
Yeah,
right?
I know. Sunshine State, might as well use it.
Might as well use it. Although we're not seeing a whole lot of sunshine around this morning, a lot of cloud cover because of approaching showers. We'll talk about that in a second.
All right, thanks, John. Well, still ahead, new solutions could be helping fix leaky heart valves. What medical advance you should be aware of. Coming up next in Your Health Smart.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500 starting at $14,999. Only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
Attention small business owners. Penn Funding announces the easiest and fastest business funding program, the Platinum Business Account.
We needed cash fast. Business is good, but this is an emergency. We needed some new equipment, and the banks wouldn't help us.
At Penn Funding, we like to say, yes, you're approved. With your Platinum Business Account, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more. This amazing new business account funding program is so effective, you could have the cash you need in just days.
I called, spoke with an agent who pre-qualified us, and connected me.
Call now for your Platinum Business Account. If you've been in business for at least 6 months, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more in just days.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
Need cash for your business? Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-658-3433. 800-658-3433.
Wouldn't it be great if you had a sofa covered in fabric that's kid-proof? Now you can! Introducing Kid-Proof by Row, now at Bacon's Furniture. For a limited time only, save 40% off Kids-Proof sofas at Bacon. Just look for the little green hand and select from hundreds of different fabrics that resist almost anything life throws at it. Some fabrics repel liquid, and all the amazing styles and comfortable fabrics are easy to clean. Kid-Proof sofas, now 40% off at Bacon's Furniture in Sarasota.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
It may be January, but we live in Florida. So head outdoors for seafood and music at the 2nd Annual Sarasota Seafood and Music Festival, happening Saturday and Sunday, January 21st and 22nd from 10 to 6 p.m. Savor mouth-watering Florida Gulf Coast seafood dishes by top restaurants and chefs, while you enjoy great live music from some of Florida's top musical groups. So grab your family and friends at the Sarasota Seafood and Music Festival, January 21st and 22nd. For more information, visit seafoodfestivals.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current conditions out there are a little bit on the steamy side. I got a little thing going on in my throat, and I think it's probably because of the red tide. We have a wind that's generally out of the south, and a lot of the southwest facing beaches will catch a little bit of that red tide blowing on shore. 63, our air temperature dew point is at 61. We have a 61 in Myakka, Arcadia, Parrish, Bradenton, 62 Lakewood Ranch, 65 in Venice and Inglewood, and 67 degrees Longboat Key. We have some fog around too this morning, especially around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor, but it's red tide that I think will impact most of the people today in a negative way. And the further north you go, the more irritants are in the air. According to Moat Marine spotters who sampled there yesterday, they found that Manatee beaches were a little on the intense side in terms of irritants in the air. Though the samples from area waters did show that in the water that the highest concentrations were in north and north central Sarasota County. We do have advisories up for our area beaches today, issued beach hazard statements issued by the Weather Service because of that irritant in the air from the red tide bloom. Focus right now is on the northern parts of Gulf waters where there are showers in progress. Some of those showers will be sinking southward, dying out as they do so, not severe in nature. This is not the one we have been talking about. This is just some extra little shower activity associated with this cold front. It's weakening, it's lifting north. It will provide some inclement weather today for the Washington, D.C. area, particularly as that area of low pressure begins to develop off the coastline. It's going to be kind of a rainy, wet sort of morning and into the afternoon. Although, with a warm front lifting northward through the area, it will be warmer than average, so that's a good thing. A little area of low pressure exiting out of the Rockies will eventually dive southward and move across the state of Florida. As this frontal boundary moves through, winds will pick up, and there is the potential for some severe weather as that happens on Sunday. This trough of low pressure will produce some very heavy thunderstorm activity, I think, today and tomorrow for parts of the northern Gulf Coast. And then on Sunday, that threat kind of moves a little bit further to the south. And we do have a chance at seeing some severe weather around here. We are in what is called an enhanced zone, which is right about in the middle of the scale. Not so much, I don't think, for tornadic activity, although an isolated tornado is not out of the question at this point, this many days out. But certainly some strong, gusty winds might be the case with some of these thunderstorms as they move through here on Sunday. Sunday mid-afternoon through the evening hours, probably the best guess right now for when we could experience that. Plus, strong onshore winds after that front moves through means rip current issues. Small craft advisories will likely be issued on Sunday, so mariners, pay attention to your forecasts. And otherwise, we'll certainly keep you updated with forecasts as we head through, especially Saturday. South wind coming in at about 10 knots. We'll be looking at, over the next several days, warm temperatures and then Sunday, monitoring for severe weather. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. We will definitely keep an eye out for the fog on the roadways this morning. Taking a look at traffic in Manatee County, looks like traffic is picking up on 301 and State Road 70, heading on to Sarasota County. Looks like there's some traffic over by Siesta Key. Don't know if that is an issue with the map or just because there is traffic. And over in South County, there is an accident at Myakka State Park Road. The accident is specifically at State Road 70. Other than that, I-75 looking clear and free this morning. Well, this morning we have a look at some new medical advances to treat leaky heart valves. ABC 7's Alex Redmond has the details.
This heart valve has 30 years of data to back it up.
It takes 15 valve sutures to go in here, and it takes time to put this valve in.
Now there's the Intuity Elite valve.
What this valve does is it allows us to implant them faster and save time on the heart-lung machine.
Cardiac surgeon Dr. Jonathan Hofberger says patients should explore options.
The new valve and our other valve technologies that we have here at Sarasota Memorial gives the patients an opportunity to have a less invasive operation. So instead of having their sternum divided, opened, and have a 12-inch incision on the front of them, we're able to do incisions from the side.
Marathon runner Charlie Ann Cypret was training when symptoms hit her.
Overwhelming fatigue, fatigue like I had never experienced before.
Cypret says a sinus infection turned to pneumonia.
What I now know is that pneumonia can be a symptom of cardiac problems for women.
Fatigue then turned to exhaustion, and Cypret had an electrocardiogram.
I received a phone call saying, "You need open heart surgery, and you need it now."
Cypret's friends urged her to go to New York for surgery.
I was told that I would most likely need a replacement. And if you do the research, you'll find the repair is preferred. Your life expectancy is longer. You don't have to spend the rest of your life on Coumadin or any other blood thinner.
Dr. Hofberger successfully repaired Cypret's mitral valve.
Yeah, Charlie Ann was a great patient. She bounced back rather quickly.
Not only does Dr. Hofberger do repairs, that's his specialty, but he does it minimally invasive. So unlike most people where they cut you straight down the chest and your recovery is 6 months, I have zero scar.
Dr. Hofberger adds that patients can go back to their normal everyday activity in just a couple of weeks following the surgery.
He entered through my right side, my back, and I was home and walking within a few days. And I started running probably about 4 to 6 weeks later.
Reporting at Sarasota Memorial Hospital, Alex Redmond, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thanks so much, Alex. Well, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Gold fever is at an all-time high in the Sunshine State with the new Gold Rush Doubler family of scratch-off games. Everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. With over $1 billion in total cash prizes, the Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
How hard is it to stop a stroke? It is challenging, it is difficult, and every second counts. A comprehensive stroke center gives the patient a better chance to walk out with minimal to no disability. We are able to offer treatments above and beyond the standard 3 hours after the onset of a stroke. A place like Sarasota Memorial Hospital really increases those chances of giving back a better quality of life.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Start the year off with a great deal during the Start Something New event going on now at Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers. Take home a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Or stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Renegade for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
A Suncoast man has collected thousands of presidential buttons dating back to the 1800s. David Kotok displays his collection on dozens of panels. Look at that, oh my goodness, throughout the 3rd floor outside his office in one Sarasota tower. Kotok says he began collecting 50 years ago. Well, and the rest is history.
First a handful of buttons and then more, and then the way these things work, you sort of get immersed and then you don't stop.
Wow, that is a lot of buttons. Well, his oldest one is from the 1890s when William McKinley ran for president with his running mate, Teddy Roosevelt. How cool is that? Super great story for Inauguration Day. All right. Thanks, John. Stay with us. We'll be right back.